Hello and welcome back to the MOCO Collective and our second house update. So we have had a big week of making choices and we wanted to share them with you and share what we have been doing this week. So this one's going to be a bit different to how we did last week because this one we don't actually physically have samples for. The reason that we don't have samples for this, oh my goodness, I forgot to mention this is our coffee chat. So we both have our iced lattes in hand.
Because it is hot.
It is so hot, exactly.
I think we've got 30, 33, 34 today, so it's warm.
So anyway, we are going to be doing it a little bit different to what we did last week because we don't have physical samples.
What are we talking about?
Because we're talking about bricks and facades and roofs. So this one's an interesting one because obviously you don't actually get sample bricks. But we have actually gone and had a bit of a look at bricks. So I've got some videos that I will put probably over my face this time. So I'm not always putting them over yours. And although if I'm talking about them, it should
They can go over my face, it's fine.
Thank you. Well, I am pretty.
Yes. We went down to Gladstone Brick Sales and they've got some samples where you can, well not samples you can take, but small things you can go and have a look at to see what the different brick colours look like. And then if you have a bit of a chat to them, they say, these are the houses that are being built at the moment that are using these different bricks. So you can actually go out, go to the address and have a look at what they look like on the house. So in a big blank wall or blank wall. So you can see what they look like in more than just sort of this much of an example.
We all did actually go and basically choose a brick based on being able to actually see it on a house because seeing it on a house is so different, isn't it?
It's so different. You got to see how the color works. And if you want to go a dark brick, it might look really nice in a small example, but if you go look at the whole house, you might go, oh wow, that's really dark. I don't want that. Or
it's not what we expected.
The opposite, you might go a really light one and be like, oh, that's too light, or it's like it's blindingly light sort of thing. So
exactly,
it's good to be able to see it in a house that is being built. Now they won't give you addresses for houses that have been built and are now occupied because that would be weird looking at people's houses like that. But it's all houses that builders are currently working on. So they're not occupied, there's no one there, they're just being built.
And so we also did that for our roofs. And because we're going Colourbond, pretty much everyone either has a tile or a Colourbond roof. So it was really easy to go around and actually look at the Colourbond roofs and then look at the style guide online, have a look at what colors there were and kind of figure out what they've used.
Yep, that's right. When we were looking at the Colourbond roofs and we were driving around town, we had a bit of a drive through our estate as well and just had a look at people's thoughts on colors and how they look together. And then after that, I jumped online and ordered some color samples, color swatches from Colourbond. They haven't turned up yet, so I'm hoping they'll turn up this week so we can have a bit of a look. But while waiting for that, there are also online programs where you can jump on and you can pick all your colors and put them together. So today we will show you a bit from the Austral Bricks visualization tool. Austral Bricks are the company that make the bricks that we will be using, so it's really good to see what they look like on the computer. Now, the computer is not a perfect color match. That's right. It's not perfect. On the screen is different to what it's going to look like in person, but it definitely gives an idea of how the colors will work together. So
realistically, I wanted to start off with a bit of a vision for what I wanted our facade to be. And because we don't really care too much other than the fact that we want it to look nice.
And look nice for a long time. We don't want to go sort of super modern or something that is going to go out of fashion really quickly. We want to just sort of turn up to our house every day and be like, yeah, that's our house, we like it, it looks good.
And part of that is also adhering to our covenant rules because they have a lot of different rules and a lot of different standards that we have to comply with.
Just a quick example, we have to have a minimum of 3 different finishes on the front. So for us, that is bricks, render, and we have paneling as well, so it's a wooden paneling. And then in addition, we also have the roller door. So technically we've got 4. The next big rule is your house, your facade must be different enough from the houses 3 either side and across the road.
We're lucky that we don't have to do it across the road because there's no houses there, but we do have houses either side, so that really determined what we were going to be able to do either side of us.
Yeah, because if you really like your next door neighbour and you're like, oh, I would really like that house, you can't do that if the covenant says you need to be different. So you've got to, you have to do your own thing.
And the covenant really is your standard for it. You can still get approved for what you're doing, even if it doesn't necessarily adhere. However, for us, we don't really mind. We just want it to look nice and us to be happy with it. So we're happy to just do what it says and not have a problem. So as we said before, our builder uses Gladstone Brick Sales for their bricks. And we are buying from the Austral range.
Austral make the bricks, and they've got a number of different ranges you can select from.
Yes.
Now, as with everything, our builder has an allowance per 1,000 bricks. It's $1 allowance. So you can really pick any bricks you want, but if you go over the specific dollar allowance, then you just have to pay more if you want that. So there's a lot of different bricks to choose from. Some are quite basic, and then you can get the more fancy ones. So we wanted to go with a lighter brick.
Yeah. And that fits with both either side because both of the houses either side have quite dark bricks. So we wanted to make sure that we were going to fit in sort of in the middle of that.
Yeah, that's right. And then there's a big dollar difference whether we go the bricks that we've actually selected or with a fancier brick. The Whitehaven from the Hamptons range was perfect. We both pulled up and we said, that's the one. And then we went and had a look and
realised they were expensive and special.
We decided we would have a look at the rest, and sea salt was close. It was very close. It was the equivalent in the standard range, so we went with the sea salt. The Whitehaven from the Hamptons range, it is a white clay brick. So it is made fully of white clay. So they've got to go and mine the white clay from, well, the white clay mine, I guess, and transport it to where they make the bricks, then make them, and then transport the bricks here. Whereas the sea salt, they're a standard brick with a white put through it. So it's basically, they make it the same as a standard brick, but it's got some color added. So it's still in the standard range. So it's much cheaper and I guess easier as well.
And they both have a similar finish, similar enough that we don't really care.
You probably wouldn't notice unless they were side by side, really.
And there's also no examples of Whitehaven anywhere here for us to look at.
It's a new brick as well, and it's expensive, so it's not really used in town or hasn't been used yet.
Whereas we were actually able to go and see a house that was being built, and it was using the sea salt and looks amazing.
That's right. It looked really good, so we were like, done. We don't have to pay more. That's awesome.
Exactly. Because I was really nervous about what it would actually look like and how
bricks are permanent. Like it's you can render them, I guess. But we've still got all these rules we've got to meet, so we can't just go bang all a new color.
And if I'm being totally realistic and totally honest, I really wanted a Hampton style house, and they don't usually have bricks. So it was a really big deal for me to then figure out how am I going to make this look Hamptons-esque without
paneling all over it, really.
Exactly. So we've been able to use the Austral Bricks website, their visualization tool, and what we'll do is we'll actually screen record and put it up here. But we're going to do that for you now and show you how that actually works.
So just jump onto the australbricks.com.au and then we head over to iVisualise. So that'll open up a new tab, and then we select our state. So we're in Queensland, so that's our location.
And that makes a difference with what type of bricks and what availability they are for you.
And cost as well, because it depends where they're made. If they're made in New South Wales and you want them in Queensland, your transport costs are going to be higher. So then you will come to this page and we hit start. Oh, it wants me to select my state again, so I'll do that. Queensland, and then I'll hit start. All right, now they've got a lot of different examples in here that you can pick from. So I'm just going to go down to one that somewhat resembles the house we're building. So that's the Albany one. So it is different, but it's
similar enough that we could get a good idea of what it looked like.
Yep. So I'm going to mirror it just so our garage is on the correct side. So that's really easy. And then we just start clicking on things and we can pick what we want. So for our face brick, we can scroll through all the different ranges until we get right down near the bottom, which is where ours is. So this is the Urban 1 range is what the sea salt is in. So we click on that one And you can see that's changed there. So I'm going to do the exact same for these bricks as well.
And you can see on the side paneling over here, you can look at different brick sizes, what your mortar color is going to be, any of those different changes that you want to do.
Yep. So we just went with the standard off-white or grey. It depends what you want to do. If you pick a grey, it'll bring out the white more, whereas if you pick a white or an off-white, it'll bring out the color of the bricks more. And then you can see this is set as a tiled roof to start with. We have a metal roof. So
now, tell us why we have a metal roof instead of tiles, Martin.
I don't like tiles, so I spent a lot of time with the Queensland State Emergency Service, and working on tiled roofs after storms is a lot of work. They're slippery, they're harder to deal with. They, in my opinion, have more issues than just a Colourbond roof. So you've got the potential for breaking tiles, then you can have cracks in the seals and all that sort of stuff, and it just, in my opinion, I don't want to have to deal with that. So Colourbond it is, it looks good, it's sturdy, and it just lasts. So with the metal roofing, we can see we've got Colourbond steel colors here. So we really like the surf mist, it's a nice light color. So we'll pick that one there. And that is, you can see that's changed our roof color. Now we're very, very white here. So we want to change our gutter and fascia colors. Now I quite like the ironstone.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm going to get that one. And then I'm also going to make the fascias that color as well.
And it's that easy to just click on the actual part of the house. So you don't have to worry about the way that, or trying to navigate the program too much, because it's that easy.
And it does have a little search function here as well. So you can actually go in and search your color, because I'm just changing the panel lift door now to match the fascias, just to give us that sort of look. And then in here, we don't actually have a timber entryway like this. Ours will be rendered, but we can just go and do that, and we can actually search the color in here as well, because there's so many options. It's near on impossible to actually find. And then
one of the things that I think is really cool is that I think it's Dulux has a Colourbond range.
Yes.
So you can actually search for Colourbond colors in paint. So then it's going to be
you can match
close
everything.
enough to a perfect match.
You can even change the color of your driveway if you want to. So like, let's say slate grey.
Just to see what it looks like. Ooh.
There you go. And then that's done. So you can change these colors as much as you want. You can even change your fence colors if you really want to as well. So there's a lot of options in here, and it's not perfect. It's not going to show you exactly what it looks like in person, but it gives you a good idea of how the colors are going to look together, and whether they're going to potentially look really bad or really out there, or if they're going to work well together.
And sorry, can we just go and change that door to surf mist and see what that looks like? Because even as we're doing this now, we're still making those changes and seeing what we like and what we want to change.
And it's as easy as that, just to have a look and see what it looks like.
Exactly.
And see, that's surf mist and that's surf mist, and they look different. So it's not perfect, but it's a good guide.
Definitely. So that is the design that we are going with so far. A light brick with a light roof, but then having that fascia and that guttering.
Just to break it up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still not decided about the door, because I've seen some really cute Instagram photos with that white door. So maybe it's worth keeping.
Yeah, we'll see.
Definitely my priorities are straight.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to show you this week. We're excited that that's getting sorted. And once we have our colour consultation in about 2 weeks from now, we'll have that all actually decided.
And then we can share what we've actually decided and locked in.
Exactly. So we're sharing heaps over on our Instagram, which has just changed its name to the MOCO Home Edit to match our YouTube. So make sure to check us out over at there. Let us know what you think about the design so far, and any tweaks that you think that we should make down in the comments, because we love hearing your feedback, because we don't want to make a mistake if someone's got a great idea that we should do. So we will see you next week with our next update. Bye.
Bye.